Indie studio Desert Theory debuted their first project with The Oath of the Dark Magic Queen, a visual novel set in a high fantasy world setting that primarily focuses on the relationship between a human and a demon. Whether it breaks the mold of the genre isn't really the point. Instead, it's just cool to see that they gave their best effort. During gameplay, players assume the role of the unnamed Hero of Light, renowned throughout the lands for having defeated the Demon Lord. However, even though the Demon Lord himself is defeated, many of his generals still wreak havoc across the world. A mysterious rumor sends you to the depths of the forest to investigate a magical presence, which is where you come face to face with Omilas, the Dark Magic Queen, and one of the Demon Lord's generals. Omilas is shackled and bound by a magical force put there by the Demon Lord, and asks you to free her. As the Hero of Light, it is in your code of honor to help, but also reasonable for you to be suspicious of a demon witch, so she swears an oath to be taken to the human capital to face punishment for her crimes if you free her. As an Eroge visual novel, there are lewd scenes present, but they often come out of left field. Certain information is revealed later on about the Hero of Light's past that I will not spoil, which sheds some light on the relationship between these two characters. However, it is still quite erratic to have a demon witch practically throwing herself at you every chance she gets. You can go from discussing serious matters to getting a hand job from Omilas in an instant. There aren't many characters present, as most of the interactions revolve around the hero and Omilas. Villagers and soldiers appear in certain parts of the narrative, but I would have liked more characters to interact and converse with to expand on the world building. Side characters also are not drawn or depicted on the screen, which breaks the immersion of the story and overall mood. There's no voice acting, but the music, background noises, and occasional sound effects do more than set the mood depending on the circumstance. The visual art is vivid and detailed, but many of the backgrounds are reused throughout the story. The most intricately designed character is probably Omilas herself, with her big bosom taking up half the screen when she's talking. The developers definitely didn't want you to forget about that feature. A total of 16 decisions can be made in this visual novel, resulting in 3 different endings. Most of the choices are quite obvious depending on whether you want to side with Omilas or the humans, and thus result in a quite linear playthrough. Previous saves can be reloaded so you don't have to read through the entire novel again if you want to achieve a different ending. Quite a lot of configuration options are present, including toggling the message speed and the sound volume. Traditional Chinese localization is also included for those who wish to read in Chinese. Further, additional character animation cards of Omilas can be unlocked and viewed in the title screen as you progress through the different endings. The buttons displayed during reading are quite confusing though, as they aren't labeled, so you're left to guess what they do. The Oath of the Dark Magic Queen serves as a competent visual novel for those looking for a cliché fantasy narrative with lewd interactions. There's a low price of entry for a quick read, but this one won't last long in your memory bank. There's a lack of world building and a substantial plot that makes this all about Omila's assets, but I feel that's why anyone would read this in the first place. Noisy Pixel is giving The Oath of the Dark Magic Queen a 6 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Please read the full review at noisypixel.net. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please subscribe to keep up with all our future content.
Noisy Pixel.